Hello everyone, and welcome back to what very well may be the finale of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And by that I mean the first game, which is called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Certainly not the trilogy as a whole. Oh no, we are definitely playing the rest of the games. Because, well, here today, we are about to start the final day at court in the case of Miles Edgeworth. I think it's all about to come together. This trial, it's going to solve the DL6 incident, which is tied to Misty, Mia, and Maya Fey, and Edgeworth and his father, and one particular man stands at the center of it all, Manfred von Karma. Well, for now, I think all we can hope is that Gumshoe succeeded in tracking down that mysterious old man, Yanni Yogi. Well now, there's nothing else to say, but this is it, Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What? What's the big idea? So sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. They're having a problem with static electricity. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Well, I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge? Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Well, yeah, pal! Good stuff. What's gotten into that girl? A whole lot of electricity. Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. Oh, that's good. That is really good. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? Oh, that's a good point, Phoenix. He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Oh, shit! Oh, damn! Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Well, if Gumshoe just now brought him in, surely Von Karma wouldn't have time to talk to him to set things up. Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness, why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Why I left court? I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, you see. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi, you're Yanni Yogi, I'm going to prove it. I'd call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger.
Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony.
He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do, on Karma and Yanni Yogi. But I wasn't running away or nothing. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to... Oh, I forgot to do the voice.
He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking?
If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. Really? They only have them in the big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker shack? Well, yeah, exactly. If you bought the food for Polly, why wouldn't you go straight home with your package? You got lost on your way home.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. God damn it. Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I think that's what I can object to. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yup, seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are.
The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
Yeah. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? Let's take a look at our evidence. Yeah. He is the same owner of the gun. He's the owner of the gun that is the same as what was fired on the DL6 incident. We can use that. Let's see. Memory lost due to oxygen deprivation. Whoa! After his arrest fiancée, Polly Jenkins, committed Polly? Holy shit! This is what I get for not reading this. Holy... Whoa! Okay! Whoa! Whoa! Okay! Jesus! That's impossible.
I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness, please continue.
I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge, it's impossible.
The previous lying about his memory, otherwise it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing now over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Order, order. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor.
Ho ho! Now, this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so, who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name. It's Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident. It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk.
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Yes! Then, we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see, that makes sense.
Tisk.
Huh?
I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Oh, right, he destroyed the fingerprints, didn't he? Because he took all that evidence from the file. Why?
The witness has no
What? 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 No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff.
Yep.
What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No.
Tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided, no?
No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. No, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one.
Is there or isn't there?
I know it's coming. It has to be. It just has to be. I just know it. Come on. Come on, I has to do it.
Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief?
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma.
Wait a second. Yes! Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to... Your Honor. Yes! The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
On my proposal?
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this and make it my desktop wallpaper. Very good. Yes! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object.
Objection!
Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do so as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Hell yeah. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. Yeah, look at her. What a beautiful specimen. Please tell us your name. Name. The witness has ignored me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. There's a joke about Phoenix's name in there somewhere. Very well. Witness? Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. Hello, Squawk. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Very well, begin your cross-examination. Right, what are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Hello, Squawk. Let's say hello back. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right, what do I say? Have we forgotten something? That's what worked. The parrot responded with saying, "Don't forget DL6," after we said, "Have we forgotten something?" As I recall, 2 days ago, yes! Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk! Don't forget DL6, squawk! I can get Polly to say that here. It will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello, squawk. Oh no. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello, squawk. Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? When would he have time to? Do you train her not to respond when we asked if we've forgotten anything? Wow. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. To show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Ah. Okay. Well, maybe we can use the case file on DL6 to say that Yogi's fiancée was named Polly. Oh god, no. Ah. It's not a contradiction. I was... Gosh, diddly darn it. Maybe I can get it to respond to something else. Let's try that. What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's your name? Polly, squawk. Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Yes, it does! Of course it does. Yes, it does.
Huh, fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove our owner's identity. Then show us this proof.
Alright, I had the right idea, but not the correct circumstances. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor, the proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is the DL6 case file.
That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then?
Page 3. Very well, Mr. Wright, please show us the page. It was suspect data, right? Let me take a quick look in here, real quick. Just to double check. Oh, suspect data, yeah. Suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page is all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. guess that is possible.
Objection!
Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix.
Really? Huh.
Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé?
She's only 7 years old. How would Phoenix know that? Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? We're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Humph. Very well, and this can be continued. Okay, let's go for another piece of evidence. What's the safe number, maybe? 1228! That code is a date! The code is a date! It has to be 1228! Yes! This is so fucking good! Yes! Yes! Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228. 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Again, the DL6 case file.
The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright, where on this file is something relating to that safe number? Case summary. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident, December 28th. Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for the safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Objection!
Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card number to 001 because I'm
Sir? Sir, you might want to get that changed really quickly now.
This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing.
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Thank you, Polly. Thank you very much. Witness, tell us your name.
Objection!
Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember...
No, it's okay. He's like a different person now. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order, order. Yanni Yogi. So was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for this death? Yes, it was me. I did it. Wow. Miles has just been proven not guilty. The real suspect has emerged, but through all this, Von Karma still needs to go down. This isn't over. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. Wow, Robert Hammond falsified the data. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. He didn't believe, huh? The one thing a defense attorney can do. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it, I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma just lost. In 40 years. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is
innocent. In this case, at least.
Oh! Here we go. Von Karma may have lost half of this court session, but he still has that ace up his sleeve. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I'd like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Hooray! Time for a short-lived celebration. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Miles himself objected? Did someone say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? But he didn't kill his own father. He tried to save his father, and the death was an accident. It had to be.
Objection!
The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst.
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement.
He's pulling our own tricks against us. Damn him.
We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. Oh, God. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare, that's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean in the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. Order, order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out of today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Wow. Well, that means my HP bar gets filled back up, right? Good lord. I'm sorry, Wright. Just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy! Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. Getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. Well, I think he's mistaken about it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Now then, I would like to resume our trial.
Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defensive do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book.
I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. On karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand?
Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth. 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. It is correct. My voice is mixed up. I'm so hyped.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. Oh? That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Here we go. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. Did Von Karma drop the gun in there in hopes that Yogi would shoot and kill Gregory? Because Gregory put that mark of shame on Von Karma's case. It gave Von Karma his one and only flaw on his file. Did Von Karma drop the gun in there in hopes that Gregory would be killed? I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, you thought this memory was a dream? We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Let's take this bit by bit. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. And which trial was it? Was Von Karma there? Oh, my HP didn't get reset. Uh-oh. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost and Mr. Von Karma... Well, there you go. Case closed here. I know who did it. Mr. Von Karma, you were handling that case?
It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details.
That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help, my father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... just then, something heavy fell at my feet. What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster.
And you picked it up.
What happened next? I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous. But the air was getting so thick, I panicked.
So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi?
I was in a daze. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. The gun fired once. Yes, I think. After I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. The scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. To this day? Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. There it is. One part of that testimony clearly contradicts the evidence. Oh! Oh! Oh, wait. Taken from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. Wouldn't that be an instant kill? Gregory wouldn't have a chance to scream. Or... Wait. One bullet found in the heart, the murder weapon was fired twice? Oh. I should really read this carefully. Okay. I don't know what it means. I'd better find out and quick. Okay, Edgeworth, where did you say that you only heard one gunshot? Great structures. In the elevator, my father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. I picked it up and threw it, and Mr. Yogi wanted them to stop fighting. Later, there was a single gunshot. Yeah, okay. It's the victim data. The murder weapon was fired twice.
Objection!
Are you sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you?
I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts Miles's Edgeworth's testimony? The victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. Or was it? So, who fired the remaining shot? Wait a second. Didn't I call out that there was a... Yeah, there was a gun hole shot in the elevator door. What about that? Didn't that let air in? That should have let air in. Hold up. Yeah, the one bullet that was recovered was pulled out of Gregory's heart. So it stopped when it hit him. It didn't pass through him at all. The second bullet hit that window. What? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot?
Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
Ah, that's where you're wrong, Karma. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, the boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Yes! Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Bacana. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Well, very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Yes, I do. Photograph of the scene of the murder.
Take that!
Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime, 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Here we go. Right there.
Take that!
As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I have a good idea who.
Objection!
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
Okay. If you say so, sir. It says no clues found on the scene. Well, that could just be Von Karma's tampering. Or maybe he's trying to point out that it was an air hole. The case summary, that's on page 1. Look what is written there.
Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
Unless someone took it. Or if it fell down the elevator shaft. He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found.
Maybe it's still there in the elevator shaft. Why?
Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one...
No. The one that was fired, that claimed his life, was found embedded in his heart.
That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Okay, so let's get this all together. The bullet found in Gregory's heart still bears clear ballistic markings. So that will identify the gun it was fired from. And additionally, if we recall the testimony of one Yanni Yogi, he said that when he received the letter that detailed the scheme of how to take revenge on Miles Edgeworth and Robert Hammond, he also got a gun. The very same gun that claimed the life of Gregory Edgeworth. I have got you, Karma. It's done. You're finished. Aha! Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. The murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
Yeah, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? You're raising an objection. I'm sorry, Papaya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Oh, I'm just waiting for my chance here. Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, but that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying. My mind's gone blank, I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? I have an objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Oof. Nick, I don't know, his case is perfect. Oh no. Grah. It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist. Thanks, Mia. But where? Someone took it. Yes, I had it. I had it right. Seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just, someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer.
The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Is there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? The murderer had to find it to give himself, to reduce any chance of it being linked to him. Of course there was a need. That's why they took it. Bah, what possible reason could they have had? Well, the reason the murderer took the bullet away from the scene with them is... the bullet would be proof that there was some shenanigan going on. Or maybe they thought the bullet would be used as proof. Proof? It was a special bullet, so they took it with them.
If that was the case, then they should have taken the bullet from inside Gregory as well.
Huh?
Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired?
You just said it yourself. It was inside Gregory. How could it then have made a hole in the glass? Why would they only take one of the 2 shots fired? Oh, right. Mr. Wright, have you really thought this through? I'm going to have to penalize you. Oh. Alright, this isn't going so well. Okay, I guess he was just... the murderer had to find it. Wait. The murderer didn't need it. Yes, because he was orchestrating, he was creating a scene for others to believe. He didn't need it there. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Irk had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to? Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the It was Von Karma who shot and killed Gregory. But the stray bullet from when Edgeworth threw it hit Karma. Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? Yeah, it would have been inside Karma, wouldn't it? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them? Thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other 2 people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi... I was wondering when I would slip and say Yami. It's time to duel and stuff. Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi were both unharmed. So that would mean... the murderer came from outside, yes. The 2 men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet? The bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say.
What are you saying?
Deny it. Deny it. No one involved with the incident was wounded.
There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months. Not to plot a scheme, but to heal his wound. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Oh,
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean... it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man! Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well? You have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us a name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? It's all or nothing. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object?
I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect, he wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. I would leave a doctor as a witness. I can, however, prove that the gun belonging to the bullet that killed Gregory is one and the same as the gun sent to Yanni Yogi. I can do that. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. Inspect his body for scars. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Perhaps the bullet passed through him. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Mr. Wright,
Can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
yes, I can. Yeah. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how much you like it. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... the Ballistic markings.
Take that!
What exactly is that? Sorry.
Judge, if you would.
Gosh! Damn it! I'm really not sure I've managed to make it this far. Gosh. Okay. That proves he was shot. Wait, no. No. Hold up. Would it... Could I... Didn't Phoenix just say that it was impossible for him to remove the bullet? Is the bullet still inside him? This is gonna be the dumbest thing I've ever done, but here goes. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. Oh shit! I've got him, I think. And he's clutching his right shoulder. He's clutching his right shoulder. Maybe the reason he favors his left hand so much is because his right arm is bad. After all, he did hold that taser with his left hand. Yeah.
I refuse.
You refuse? But refusing this means... You acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order, order, order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
Objection!
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. Oh, I was even correct about him clutching his shoulder too. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
Well, pull it out and test the markings. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
Ha! Ha! Okay, he pretty much just told me exactly what evidence to use. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But, you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Still bears clear ballistic markings.
Take that!
That's... a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is a bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets, then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Oh. Oh. Boy, he is making a lot of noises. That scream. No wonder it was a scream in pain from him. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet, I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Only you would dare to find me. So, it was you. You and your father are my curse. Wow, he is really losing it. Your father shamed me with my penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death. Holy shit. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth!
It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Yeah, that was a conversation between Von Karma and Gregory Edgeworth. How the judge penalized Von Karma. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. Wow, so it was pure happenstance. I was in pain, a horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge, what? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Not guilty of 2 crimes. That is all. This court is adjourned. Damn. Man, Von Karma is an incredible villain. What a guy. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right? Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done it better than that. Sorry, I'm not good at this sort of thing. You've got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop. Whoop. Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Nothing wrong with being a fool. Take it from me. Don't worry, take it a little at a time, you'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Yeah, I can't even imagine the weight that's off his shoulders right now. Oh, hey! What in the sweet ever-loving hell are you doing here? Hey, y'all! Lotta! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? Aw, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Larry! Everyone's here? It's over, Nick. My... What now, man? Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. Oh, whoa, deja vu. You don't look sick. It's Fiancé. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Well, don't think too hard about it, man. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Hairy Butts, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think he'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah, what's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Oh! It was the lunch money! Ah! That's good. That's really good right there. Huh, what a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No. No! Larry, it was you! When something stinks, it's usually the butts. What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth? You didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else is saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, huh? Edgeworth... You should have told me. How now, Nick? It was 15 years ago. Well, if you could forgive a crime that happened 15 years ago, then you could also forgive Gabon Karma. Come on now. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. That's exactly what Edgeworth just said, just with big words. To death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if only I'd known I'd have become a prosecutor! The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Want to switch, right? Okay, if that's what the sequel is, I would not be adverse to that. Hey, y'all, line up, I'll take a photo. Oh, give me that final send-off group shot. Give me it. Give me it. Give it to me. Give it. Detective Gumshoe took us out on the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Give me that photo. Give me that photo, you assholes! Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. I should go back to sleep. This scene at 5 is bringing back some bad memories. Huh? What's this? A letter? Oh no. Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you, but I couldn't. I was useless. No, Papaya, you were the one who grabbed that bullet, the bullet in the bag, the final piece of proof that sealed Von Karma's fate. And your presence let Phoenix hear the words of Mia leak through. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Wow. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station. Ah. Wow, new art too. I guess I'm too late. Oh. Hey! Nick! Papaya! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
Perfect. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Papaya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Yeah, boy. You obtained this.
Take that!
A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all of the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick, Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Aw. Bye. Thanks, Nick. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. The same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim? Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
Okay, if they don't show me that group photo at the end, I'm gonna be mad. Hey, pal. Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? I'll save my wrap-up for this later. Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Yeah. But... come on, dude. Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. What? I'm sure he's grateful. Who are you again? Phoenix Wright? The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know, I've taken upper management of the Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Oh yes, Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. No, I don't, sir. Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Do you know that they're finally putting on DVD of when the box set things now that I know the DVD is or what it is? Everything these days is supposed to know. I can make that out. I have warm, fuzzy feelings right now. I'm pleased to announce The Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I don't want to ruin any kids' dreams, you know. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? Great callback. Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk. talk Pink Princess, alright. But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. I was kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. Yeah, I remember Wright, that lawyer guy. Huh, me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them there's a ghost. What? Show it to me, I need it! Oh, that's good. Well done, Capcom. Well done. What? What? Whoa! Okay, well, it's too late. I'm looking at it. What do you mean a brand new episode has been added? What? I thought that was the game's ending. The credits played and everything. I mean, yeah, I'll save, but... What? Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes? Whoa! That's a name. You know what? I have decided to close my eyes and black out the screen again. Give me a moment, fellas. Apparently the show is not over. I could have sworn the game just ended, but... Wow, okay. I am hearing some weird freaking noises right now. Can I pause? Oh, yes, okay, J. Well, wow! What a finale! What a finale! I am in love with this game, man. I know I've said that before, but I've never loved it this much until now. Oh my god, that was so satisfying. Everything that happened with Von Karma, you know what? Now that I think about it, I never did bring up that, well, Phoenix or the case in journal. It was never brought up that the gun from the scene of the crime of the DL6 incident in the elevator was also the same gun as the one that was involved in the lake shooting. But I guess maybe not. I don't know. Wow, okay, let me take a quick look-see here at Case 4's art. Oh. Yeah, wow, no, that would... If I saw that first thing, that would definitely tell me that Von Karma was the puppet master. Wow. And so, Episode 5, Rise from the Ashes, that's... We got some army lady and a scientist and the blue badger and an organ. Yeah, okay. We'll look at that next time, I think. Apparently, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney isn't quite over, bafflingly enough. We also have Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations awaiting us, but not quite yet. So... what can I freaking say, you guys? That was just an incredible finale. It inspired such intense emotions within me. What was that one thing I freaked out about the most in that case? I forget. I'll look at it in editing. I forget, but there's the one thing that made me go just lose my shit. You know, I'm sure you know. And the moment I saw Lotta Hart say that there was a ghost captured in the background of that photo, oh man, I love this. Well, I think this video has gone on quite long enough. This has been Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I've been Zephyr the Jester. I thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time when we take a look at Case 5, which, come to think of it, maybe that's a bonus case that wasn't in the original release? That kinda feels like maybe a thing? Like, I don't know, this ending to Case 4, that felt conclusive as hell. Man. Alright, nothing more to say, but farewell.